All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Cardsmiths. We're back at it. This is going to be our first episode. We're going to be going over NFL teams. We're going to be going over fantasy football. Obviously, we're into sports cards. We'll throw some sports cards in on these segments. But today, we're going to be going through Week 7 of the NFL. Give you our little takes on it. We're going to be starting off with the first game is going to be the Ravens against the Lions. It's at Baltimore, Tony.
Wow.
Pretty enticing game right now. The Lions are red hot. You know, they're
starting off with a good one.
Yep.
It's going to be a good game, I think.
I think so too. You got, Baltimore, they got Roquan Smith on defense. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, he's coming back from injury. I might consider starting Gibbs with Montgomery out,
He's got a hamstring though, so we'll see if he makes it into the game, but some notable injuries are David Montgomery sounds like he's not going to play. Possibly Jahmyr Gibbs. Sam Laporta is more than likely going to play. There's one other person on that list. It sounds like Baltimore is relatively healthy, so that's a big deal. It's at home. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the pick, and then we'll go from there. Who are you taking straight up?
So the Lions are the underdog on the road at Baltimore. Outdoors, I think the weather might be a little shaky there. I'm still going to take the Lions. I'm hopping on the Lions bandwagon, man. Count me in. Lions are going, dude. They're representing the NFC. I like them, and I love them in the Niners, man. I do.
I got to go with the Lions too.
Let's go. Agree.
And it's because I just think that they're going for that one seed. I'm not saying they're going to get it. The 49ers and Eagles, I think, are still better teams than them, but the schedule is favorable for them. So I think they're going to take advantage of, it's going to be a tough matchup, though. I would not be shocked if Baltimore got the win, but we do have a couple Iowa boys we got to shout out from this game, and that is
Jack Campbell
and also
Sam Laporta. I mean, Laporta might be in the contention for Offensive Rookie of the Year if he keeps getting these touchdown numbers. I mean,
watch our short video. I put him on there. His stats are pretty darn good for a first-year tight end. You don't see that very often.
Yep. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe on the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, what about the spread? What's the spread on that?
The spread is the Lions are getting 3 points. So, me personally...
What score are you putting on it?
Oh, the over-under is 43.5 currently. I do see a little bit of defense going on, but I'm gonna say Lions get the win by 4. I'm gonna say Lions win by 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 24-17, so I'm going to say they're going to go under the spread.
Okay.
I think that it's going to be – Baltimore hasn't taken off offensively, and I think Baltimore's still keeping games close and low scoring, so there's something going on in that defense that's really keeping teams down, but I don't think they're going to keep the Lions down completely, and I just think that the Lions are very improved this year. They've done some good things. Now – sports cards, I know Jared Goff is kind of buzzing right now.
He's buzzing big time.
I think he's going to continue to.
Nice.
I think him and David Montgomery has seemed to just really taken that lead role, even though Jahmyr Gibbs is on that team. But it is dangerous with that Gibbs in the background.
I'll tell you what, I miss having Montgomery in Chicago, man. Especially with all the injuries we're going through. That's tough.
I'm big on Zay Flowers. I have since the draft, so he's one of my players. I wouldn't sell him. I'd hold his card. I think he's going to be a Antonio Brownish, maybe not to that level, but I think he has a lot of similarities.
Mark Andrews or Sam Laporta? Who's having the bigger game of tight ends this week? We got 2 big ones.
Assuming Laporta plays, I'm going Laporta. He's been too consistent, and Goff loves him. So.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I'm going to take Andrews just because Laporta's been so hot. So I'm gonna take.
Jack Campbell's got him.
Yeah.
It's over, man.
It's over.
All right, let's go to the second game.
Second game. We got a divisional game here. We got the Washington Commanders. I keep wanting to say Redskins, Tony, but the Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. Divisional game. probably the worst two teams in that division, in my opinion. Washington has one of the best defensive front fours, and the Giants also get some pressure. I think we're going to see.
They played the Bills tough last week.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some turnovers. A lot of quarterback pressures here. Daniel Jones, fumble prone, but I do like his game if he could just get some weapons there. You know, Darren Waller was a big addition for him, but they need more. They need more.
Who are you going with?
Who am I going with? The Giants are underdogs. They're 3-point underdogs at home. I love home dogs. Give me the Giants. I'm hopping on the Giants.
Are you going covering the spread too?
+3? No, I wouldn't mess with that. I don't. It's the Giants we're talking about. I mean,
I'm gonna go Commanders. Not because I want to go against you. I just feel like the Giants don't have much on offense. I feel like they're smart about how they play. I think it's gonna be possibly a blowout, or it's gonna be the Giants winning this close game, last second field goal. That's kind of. But I just think that the Commanders are a much better team at this point. I think that they're gonna win about 31-17.
I love it. I love it. Daniel Jones is questionable. The left tackle from the Giants, Andrew Thomas, he's out with a hamstring injury that I know of. So, that pressure is going to be coming.
What about Washington?
Washington is about as healthy as they get. We need more of Washington's water.
They're going to give them a problem
in Chicago.
In the backfield too. They're going to get after them.
Yeah.
They give teams problems with that front four.
Yeah. So let's go.
Any cards though? Any cards? I mean, this is kind of a tough one because neither team. Sam Howell, I'm not sold on him. We got to go with quarterbacks. Daniel Jones, I don't see any value in those players, to be honest.
No,
but I don't think they're going to be long.
I think they are both cheap though. Like if you do like them, I think now would be a potential.
Out of them,
Might be a good time to buy some Daniel Jones, Sam Howell cards because they have been struggling.
You could see like a Nick Foles type thing because I think Daniel Jones isn't a franchise quarterback, or I don't think he's trending that way.
I know, but they were hoping for it.
But he could be a Nick Foles where you pick him up cheap now, has one good year with a playoff run, but I'm not sold on any players on either team because you got to go offense, and I'm not sold on really anyone on either team on an offense side of the ball.
Yeah, I wish I could hop on Barkley because when he was coming out of college, man, I thought he was going to be like the next big running back in the league.
And he still might be a good buy right now because he's injured, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be out for this game?
I think he's coming back this game. Or he came back last week, I think. So Barkley is healthy. He didn't have a big game last week, but
he'd probably be the best buy for me right now between the two. Cause
I would probably get on board with that.
I'm not spending any of my money on.
How about Darren Waller?
Nah.
All right.
Solid player, but
nah. Nah. All right, next game that we have the Browns.
Team I'm big on.
Oh man, their defense has been incredible, and they're going on the road. They're playing Indianapolis.
They're dangerous.
Richardson just got announced that he's out for the year, I believe. So that was
What's
a guy
spread?
that the spread on the Colts game. The Colts are underdogs, 3.5 home underdogs to the Cleveland Browns. I think Deshaun Watson is questionable. They don't know if he's going to be back. We did see how bad the Browns were offensively, but we also saw how good they are defensively. So
battle of backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, the Colts at home though. I mean, they're
Who
tough.
You going with?
You know what?
I'll go first for once.
Yeah,
that way
you go first.
That way you can react.
All right.
I'm gonna go surprise you. I'm going Colts. I just think that the Browns had a great matchup last week, even though it was a great team in the Eagles, and they were playing high.
What a win!
But I don't believe in a backup quarterback getting it done all the time, even though Colts are in the same position. But I trust Gardner Minshew probably a little bit more than who's going to probably be playing this Sunday for the Browns. If Deshaun Watson's back, I'd probably pick the Browns, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna go I don't even have to worry about the spread. I'm going a close one. I'm gonna go probably. I'm gonna go 17-14.
Defensive battle. Yeah.
Shaq Leonard's on the Colts. I mean, there's a lot of good players on the Colts still. They're no slouch.
Yeah.
And any given Sunday, that's what I'm gonna go with this week. It's gonna be kind of a surprise pick on my part.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot because you know what? I'm right there with you. I'm taking the Colts. Gardner Minshew, he's more proven to me than the Browns. You know, if the Browns had Chubb and they could run the ball, really rely on that defense, I'd probably consider another aspect, you know, but I like the Colts at home. I think they're going to get just enough points, and I think their defense is really going to hold the Browns to nothing there.
Yeah. Myles Garrett, though.
The pick that I would really
Such a
like
beast.
there would be the under. The over-under is 40.5 for that game.
Yeah, that's a better pick.
I like the under there probably more than anything.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle bus, I think. I don't see this getting to being either team scoring a ton of points.
I really hope that that's not a game that we have to watch on television.
Yeah, it's not going to be a brutal game to watch. Now, any cards you can think of on either side? I mean,
you know,
Anthony Richardson, I would say him.
I was on the buy with Richardson.
Hold it because I like him.
And I was not when the Colts picked him. I was like trash can. But he came in. He's athletic. He gets the job done.
Yeah, worry about injuries. That's one thing with him, but I think he's got it.
Give me Jonathan Taylor right now. You know, I bet his market is coming down, and he is still, I think, one of the top 5 best running backs in the entire NFL.
Hopefully they trade Zach Moss because that's one guy I really think is a good player. He's going to get. I mean, they just paid Jonathan Taylor. They're not going to give him majority of carry. He was crushing it though. Fantasy.
He had a great week last week with Taylor coming back too.
I know, but when you pay someone that amount of money, he's gonna start getting less.
And he is one of the faces of the franchise. How about Michael Pittman Jr. from the Colts?
Yeah,
I like him. He's a good player. I'd probably hold on to him. Probably wouldn't be big on buying him, but if I had him, I'd probably be holding him.
I think there's not many starts as far as fantasy goes for this game. I'm not sold on really anyone in this game. I could see Zach Moss taking a back seat. I could see Jonathan Taylor having some rust. I mean, and they're playing the Browns. Browns are no joke on defense.
I might like the Colts defense or even the Browns defense maybe, you know, if they are available.
That'd be about it.
Yeah, that is definitely.
You could play either defense, but offensively, I'm probably steering clear of this team.
All right. Let's go to the next game. A little biased here. I'm a Bears fan, you know. We got the Las Vegas Raiders coming into Chicago. Chicago's home dogs. We're beat up. Fields is doubtful right now.
I heard there's a rookie behind him. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And everyone's pretty buzzing in Chicago.
And he is, you know, in the preseason, he looked so good. I want to say Baggert, but I don't know if that's right, so I always mispronounce his name, so apologize.
I've heard about this guy today, actually. I've never heard of him before.
Really? I mean, I was following him in the preseason, man, and he was crushing it. And he almost reminds me of a little Nick Foles-like potential coming to Chicago. Wow. I feel like they might rally behind him with Fields out. Fields is getting a lot of slack, and I'll be honest, I back Justin Fields.
And Devontae Adams is probably going to play, but he's questionable, right?
Yep.
Is Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs, I believe, is healthy. I'll go ahead and check that on the injury report here. But I do know Jimmy Garoppolo's out. So this is going to be probably the worst game to watch. And I'm a Bears fan, but do not watch this game. It's going to be it's going to be ugly. It's going to be worse than the Colts-Browns game for the noon games.
Hopefully not. Hopefully that Baggert, shows off, man.
Yeah.
It makes it real tough for the future because the Bears are looking at Caleb Williams, and I know we've talked about this off air, but Caleb Williams is going to be a hard pass for any team, let alone I know they. So let's see what this guy.
Don't go to Chicago, Caleb. Don't do it. Your
Go
career's
back to
over.
college.
Your career is over if you come to Chicago. I promise you. We'll draft you, and something will happen.
All right, who we got out for this game?
Out for the game. The Bears.
looks like they
Fields
got a
is out.
bunch.
The water in Chicago is not good right now. Roshan Johnson from Texas. I was really big on him. He's out with his concussion still. He runs very hard. I love the way Roshan Johnson runs. Our guard, Nate Davis, that we got from the Titans this year, he's still out. Eddie Jackson, he's out. Brisker, he's questionable every week, Tony. He goes down on the field at least twice every game.
Dang.
We're beat up in the secondary. Darnell Wright.
Now, what about the Raiders? No, let's go to the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders.
Let's see.
I know that we have
Garoppolo
out.
Garoppolo. I mean, he's just a
The
regular.
Raiders.
Las
Where
Vegas.
are you? Las Vegas. Coming to you. There you are. So we got
Not much.
not much. We got 2 cornerbacks out. Maybe DJ Moore can sneak in a big touchdown, but I do like Mooney. Mooney's been cold.
Who are you going with?
I'm a Bears fan, man.
Yeah.
We're home dogs. I've been on the home dogs this whole show. Give me the Bears. Lock them in.
What's the spread?
The spread on the Bears are 2.5-point underdogs. I think that's
You got the spread.
Yeah.
I'm going Raiders.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can't blame you.
It's not because I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm not scared by the Raiders though. But the thing is, I just think they're a better team at this point. I mean, the Bears are freaking banged up, and they're not one of the top teams with everyone playing.
I'll tell you what, we have one of the worst coaching staffs in all of the NFL. Unfortunately, I like the moves Poles made, but
hopefully you can do something in the draft because that's kind of looking like your route.
And free agency, we got so much money to spend. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna overpay for someone that's out of their prime. I'm sure that's what we'll do in Chicago. I hope I'm different.
People might really get value from this from you. Do you see anyone, either cards or fantasy, that may be worth something in the future with the Bears?
Darnell Mooney was really looked at by Fields a lot before going into this season. And now DJ Moore is clearly the one. He was going to be the one. I'm glad we got rid of Chase Claypool. Roshan Johnson, though. I love the way this kid runs. He got a concussion from just absolutely trucking.
So you heard it from him.
Yep.
If you're buying sports cards, you're doing fantasy, remember Roshan Johnson.
Yep. You're a Chiefs fan. You got Raiders, Chiefs. They're not very well liked. Who do you like? Anyone from the Raiders?
I do. I'm curious. I've never seen him play with Garoppolo, but Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback.
He might be getting the start this week with Garoppolo out.
That's gonna be something interesting to see because that's the thing is that this is gonna be terrible quarterback play again. It's a terrible game.
If Aiden O'Connell does get the start, though,
Aiden
Tony.
O'Connell, I know for a fact, his card's gonna go up.
Yeah.
Just if he plays okay and gets a start in the week after this, it's a time to maybe buy Aiden O'Connell right now. You can get him cheap, and you're not gonna spend a lot of money, and you might double or triple or who knows how much your money.
Maybe you'll Mahomes it, 50x it.
No. But with Ritter and Sam Howell last year, there was a lot of buzz around those two players, and they ain't that good, But you can really make money off of someone like Aiden O'Connell if he gets the start.
I do like that pick, Tony. The Bears secondary's banged up. He's looking to get his shot. Maybe this is the week for Aiden O'Connell.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, we've talked way too much about two just terrible teams. Let's go to the Bills at the Patriots. The over-under's 40.5. Obviously, the Bills are favored. They got a minus 7.5 at New England. New England's been having a really tough time. I'm going to
start this one. I'm going Bills by at least 10. And that's not because I haven't seen anything from the Patriots. There's no heart. There's no keeping games close. They were in the beginning of the year. It's like they gave up already. I'm not saying that. Maybe I'll be wrong, but the one thing, though, is Josh Allen is on the injury report. So that's something to watch out for big time. I think he'll play, though.
Yeah, it's Josh Allen.
He'll play.
He's a tough guy.
But do we have any other notable injuries for this game?
We got Ed Oliver, a defensive tackle out.
Ooh.
One of the DBs, Cam Lewis, he's questionable with a shoulder
What
injury.
about for the Patriots?
The New England Patriots, we got a couple of injuries
Oh
there.
my
We are
God.
deep. I think it's the biggest injury report. I don't know if it's Bill Belichick saying hey, I'm putting 30 people
All
questionable.
right, let's just go with outs.
The outs, we got Riley Reef from Iowa.
Yeah.
We hate to see him out.
Without
he's
them,
out with the
they
knee
do
though.
nothing.
Yep. Yeah, I mean he's not gonna block all 11 of them. But
I'm going Bills by 17, probably 34-17.
34. You think? Hold on. You think the Patriots are gonna score 17 points against the Bills defense? I got the Bills defense this year in fantasy football,
Probably
and they've
not,
been doing
but
good.
I'm just making. I don't think this is gonna be close. Is my point.
Yeah.
So who you got?
I'm gonna go with. I gotta go with the Bills, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing as you. I'm gonna take the points, 7.5. Give me 7.5 on the Bills.
I'd probably even make a bet on that if I was betting on sports.
It is a little fishy to me though, because you'd think that game would be more.
But maybe this is when Bill Belichick has enough and gets his team motivated. But I doubt it.
Mac Jones needs a bounce back. Zappy might be coming in. Remember what Zappy did last year? He really came in and he boosted him up. I think if you see a few drives with Mac Jones struggling, I think this is going to be the week where Zappy might come in. Home crowd behind him, I think.
Yeah, Zappy might be a good buy on sports cards. Not fantasy, though.
No, not fantasy. Yeah.
James Cook I'm high on. I watched a little bit of him one day. I think he's a solid running back. He's going to be with Josh Allen for a long time. I think he's someone you could buy sports cards long term because he's got a great quarterback. Seems to be a really good player. So
let me ask you about Josh Allen quick. His cards are super expensive. Would you even risk it? Even though I feel like he's proven himself, but would you even risk it? But if he gets that Super Bowl, he gets the MVP, it's probably only up. He is strong.
He's so good.
Good.
I think that. I mean, you're gonna pay a lot. It's like paying for Mahomes or Burrow or one of these
Jalen Hurts
or
he's
Tua
up there.
or something.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't buy his cards right now, but it wouldn't be the worst buy either because he could win the Super Bowl. He's that good. I mean, he's that good of a player. He's the top 2, 3. I wouldn't say even 4, 2 or 3 quarterback to me in the NFL all day long.
Yeah.
So. Obviously, I think we should just move on from this game and go to the next one. Another not real good matchup. The Lions-Baltimore, by far the best matchup to me so far.
Yeah. And then our last game at noon, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Buccaneers.
Another bad game.
At least it's a divisional rival,
better
though.
than what
It's better than some of the last 3 games we've had to talk about, though.
Who you got?
Baker at home.
It's a tough one.
Falcons, Bijan. The defense for Tampa Bay is there. I'm going Baker. Baker's bouncing back. Mike Evans. I have him on my fantasy. They're covering 2.5. No. I'll be honest, I wouldn't touch this game. Divisional games.
Yeah.
The quarterback play is mediocre. Desmond Ridder I thought had some maybe big upside to him, but he's got to get it going. He's got London. He's got
his
Bijan.
Signature card too. I wish he'd start balling out. I got to go with my boy Ridder because I got his card. I'm going out Atlanta. I think they're just a little bit better team. I think both teams are pretty even though. I think this will be close. I do think they're gonna win. I think it's gonna be close though. I think
you like the Falcons there.
Now, the thing to talk about that I am excited about this. We do have some players here. Both fantasy and cards. So let's start with fantasy. I think Bijan Robinson's I shouldn't swear, but a stud.
He is
I think
a stud.
He is a stud.
He's been holding on to my team, I'll tell you that. He's been reliable. And he's due for a touchdown. He's getting a touchdown this week. Lock it in.
What about Pitts?
Kyle Pitts just had his first touchdown of the week last week.
Yep.
Which is just crazy because the
expectations
for him. Start Kyle Pitts? Absolutely.
I think this is a good.
Yeah, I'd start Kyle Pitts.
On the other side, Mike Evans is a start. He can ball out.
The Falcons, Secondary, I've seen it look good. They have a couple corners, but
Who's
Mike Evans, he's a big body. He's getting his looks. Godwin might be the play this week, though. Very underrated, coming across
who's
the
the
middle.
running back for the Bucks?
I think we got Wright still for the Buccaneers. Let's check out the injury report and see what we got going on for.
I'm gonna go. I think Ritter is not a. I think it was a bad. I should have sold him by now. I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's gonna be a long-term quarterback there. Has a great running back though. It's really gonna help his development. I hope he does because I have his card. On the other side of the ball, I mean, other team, Baker.
Yeah.
He's a backup quarterback at best.
He looked good early this year. I feel like he's playing. He's trying to get that starting spot. He's trying to fill Brady's shoes. He's got a couple wins. So the Falcons are really healthy going into this game. They don't have anyone on the injury report. The Buccaneers have 2 players.
They have a good coaching staff too. The Falcons.
Oh, I love their coach.
They overachieve.
Yeah. Probably one of my. Yeah.
Let's move on though.
Move on.
This game's
next game.
Let's get to some better.
Let's get to the 3:00 game here.
This one's a little better.
A little better, but we got the Cardinals at the Seattle
This ain't a
Seahawks.
good one. I was looking ahead at that. This one ain't.
Cardinals
Let's
at
be quick
the
with
Seahawks.
this one.
Quick. All right.
Let's do it quick.
Let's do quick.
I don't really
Who you
see any
like?
players that to talk about for the most part.
Murray's
Zach
still
Charbonnet
out.
maybe or someone like that. But I'm gonna go Seahawks. What's the spread?
8.5. You gonna get him?
No, I'm not going 8.5. I'm gonna go Seahawks by 6.
Seahawks by 6. I like the Seahawks. They're just at home, 12th man.
I think we move on.
Move on. There's not a lot. There's really not a lot to talk about that
A
game.
little better game here.
Steelers at the Rams.
Should be a good game.
3:00 game.
Who you got?
I got the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. They're winning on the road. Tomlin's coming through. He's beating McVay. Najee Harris is getting a touchdown. They're gonna run the ball.
2 good coaches though. It should be a solid game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna also go with the Steelers. I just think that this is a perfect game for them. They win the close games close. I feel like Tomlin beats the teams he's supposed to. So I think it's a close game though. The Rams aren't terrible anymore. They got Cooper Kupp back. Is he playing? I think.
Yep. Kupp's back.
They got that. They got Nakua. I mean, they got a little bit of a
surprise.
squad.
I'm
Kyren
surprised by
Williams.
what they've done.
Kyren Williams, are you bullish on him as a running back in cards or fantasy?
No. You got to be super special. You got to be Bijan.
Yeah.
Maybe if Gibbs gets a look, but you got to be special for me to hop on you for a running back.
If you do get him, sell him his rookie year. Isn't he a rookie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just sell him in his rookie year. I don't think he's going to be a star or anything, so it's not worth, like, a Bijan is worth stashing. But Nakua, what do you think of him?
He's been good.
Would you
But
stash
this week,
him or would you sell him?
I'd get rid of him right now.
Yeah.
I would. I hate to do it to you, man. I love to see you succeed, but
I don't think. I think it's a little bit overinflated. What
I
he's
agree.
doing.
I
I
agree.
really do. They didn't have any alternative receiver. I think his stats dropped a little bit with Cooper Kupp back.
Yeah. they did.
Stafford's getting old. I don't know. On the other side of the ball, I'm not big on Najee Harris. I think he's too one-dimensional. I don't like him, to be honest with you.
I do like Najee. How about Kenny Pickett?
Nah.
Nah. A lot of hype on Pickett. His cards are going.
You know
He's
me
saying,
and
get
Harv-
rid of him. Toss him out.
We're a Chiefs fan and a Bears fan. 2 of the worst quarterback situations before we got Mahomes,
Yeah.
You got to have arm strength. I'm not saying Kenny Pickett can't get it done. There's been Tom Brady's out there that weren't the most special arm talent. I just don't see him being a star or a top 10 quarterback at any point in his career. That's just my personal opinion. Shout out to TJ Watt, though. You are a bad man.
You are a bad man, TJ. We'd love to have you on here, TJ. All right. So next we got a game that's probably a little bit more appealing to our viewers. We got the Packers at the Broncos. Broncos by 1 million. Broncos by 1 million. Boo. Boo.
Are you really gonna go at?
I'm taking the Broncos. I will not pick the Packers. I'm sorry. That is straight bias, though. That's not good insider.
I'm picking the Packers. I think they're a better team, and that's not because I don't like the Broncos. I just my gut tells me the Packers. I think they're a better team. I think they got now.
Jordan Love looked good early. He's been turning the ball over.
Now, do you like anyone on either team?
For Cards?
I think Jerry Jeudy, he's probably going to get traded. He might be someone, but there's already buzz around that. So
Yeah.
I just think he's not that great of a player at this point.
Man, he was so good in college, though, at Alabama.
There's something that's not clicking with him in the NFL. I don't know what it is.
Maybe the D-backs are just
He hasn't had a great quarterback situation. I'll give him that, but a lot of players don't, like Justin Jefferson. Not to say Kirk Cousins bad, because he's better than most.
I think the Broncos are one of the most disappointing teams this year. Sean Payton coming in, I thought Russell Wilson was really going to battle back.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I was, but I
tough
just,
division there, though. Realistically, they weren't making the playoffs.
Chargers are solid.
Chiefs.
And the Chiefs are the Chiefs, you know. Yeah. They're a contender every year right now. So I'm going to say
Fantasy football, though.
I'm going to say that in this game, I'm not real bullish on anyone on the Broncos as far as offensive. I'm just not. I'm not big on Jeudy. I'm not big on Sutton. I'm not.
I don't think you can be with the secondary that the Packers have.
Their running back.
I mean, they're good.
Their running back's a good player, but I think that the Packers are a smart team. They're not dumb.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dumb. They'll stop the run. I'm maybe Dobbs in this game. Maybe Dobbs.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Is Aaron Jones still out, or is he?
Aaron Jones, I believe, was questionable. We'll go back to the Packers.
I'll play him any day.
He's questionable.
I think he's great. So
yeah. Jerry Alexander, he's questionable. If he plays, you might as well sit the Broncos wide receivers because that man is. You want to talk about a bad cornerback, Alexander?
We'll have you on too, man.
Yeah, you can come on too. Even though you're a Packer, I'd still have you. And
is there any Iowa boys that play in this game?
Van Ness.
Oh yeah,
Lucas Van Ness. We need you in Iowa. Iowa. They were up 10-3. I think it was 10-6 right when we started this video. I hope to turn it over and see the Hawkeyes win 24-6 in that one. Let's go 24-9. We'll give Minnesota 3 more.
Yeah, hopefully, because we're just skating by with the worst offense you ever. If you don't want to watch the Hawkeyes unless you like defense, like their offense is.
You want to know how miserable it is for me? I work Monday through Friday. I watch a pathetic offense on Saturday. Sundays, I get to watch the Bears just get waxed on defense. It's brutal right now. It's absolutely brutal.
But there's a lot of good Hawkeyes.
We got to get going to the next game.
Yeah.
Though. The next game is the game of the week, in my opinion.
Matt, look at the next one.
No, I don't care.
All right.
I don't care. I'm going game of the week, divisional game. This is a big game. Chargers at the Chiefs. Chargers are 5.5 dogs.
Ooh.
Chiefs. I mean,
I think it's at the Chiefs. They always play bad at home for some reason. This is the weirdest thing. I'm going Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to get them, and I really do. I think that I just think that they're going to win this game. I think
he's a real man. He's a real man.
I say that, and I'm not even nervous because the Chiefs just need a loss every now and then. That's how they operate. They got to get back on track.
Yeah.
Would I be shocked if the Chiefs win? No, their defense is solid this year. But I think that, is Eckler out? That might be a big determining
factor. Eckler is back. Eckler is good to go.
Yeah,
he came back last week.
Derwin James.
He's questionable. That would be a big loss for him in the secondary.
Without him.
Without Derwin James.
If Derwin James plays, I'll give him the win. If he doesn't play, I don't think they're going to win because they're going to have a tough time with Kelsey then.
They do have their other safety, Gilman. He's out. Cornerback Leonard, he's out.
I'm going to say they beat the Chiefs, but
I like Keenan Allen that game. I could see that the connections going off, and Keenan Allen.
And
Herbert,
know, though,
Mike Williams out.
Trent McDuffie, shout out to him. some people may not know he's a solid cornerback. Nick Bolton, I want you on. You're a bad man. Bad man.
Nick Bolton. He does represent well. And then for the Chiefs, we only got cornerback Jalen Watson. He's questionable. Justin Watson, he's out. Not a big loss for Mahomes. Kelsey's healthy. Rice,
I don't know how I'm picking that because the Chiefs are solid.
The Chiefs
they are real solid. Who you pick?
I got the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs,
They cover
Arrowhead, best experience I ever had. I went to a preseason game, Bears, Chiefs at Arrowhead. It was incredible. The preseason game, loudest NFL game I've ever been to. Shout out to your team. True fans, man. True fans. Chief fans, they are loud.
Are they covering the spread, though?
5.5. I ain't touching the spread. 5.5. Giving 5.5 to a good team.
Now, we got to talk. We got to spend some time on these two teams because there's a lot of good players. Herbert, solid quarterback. Just happens to be in the wrong division. I mean, honestly, Andy Reid and Mahomes, it just, I've always been kind of against the Chargers, but I'm not against any team anymore. He just got a bad situation. Honestly, he's a top five-ish quarterback. I in my opinion, I'd have a tough time mentioning 5 people ahead of him.
Yeah. He doesn't turn the ball over. He has the arm strength.
I'm big on him.
Yeah.
He could win a Super Bowl. He's that good.
He's got Austin Eckler too. I mean, offensively, he's got the running back. The line's okay, and defensively,
they got
Khalil Mack. They got Bosa. I mean, they got some pass rushers.
They can play the Chiefs.
Derwin James blows them up across the middle. Huge hitter, Derwin James.
But there's so many good players. One guy, I'm gonna go in kind of deep in the mailbag with Pacheco is a stud. He just hasn't broke out yet. He's gonna break out though. Runs so super hard. They're gaining more and more trust in this guy every single week. Cards or fantasy, start him every week in fantasy. Buy his cards.
I'm surprised his cards are kind of affordable.
He doesn't
right
fumble.
Now,
He doesn't. Have you ever seen him play?
Yeah,
he gets up like no one I've ever seen. So if you haven't watched Pacheco,
it'll look like he's dead after he gets hit, and he just pops right back up, and he runs, man. He runs back to the huddle. I love that. I love that in a guy. I do.
He's the heartbeat kind of their offense now.
It's crazy.
There's so many good players to talk about, but
obviously
Rashee Rice is another one to watch. I personally
buy him. Buy the Rashee Rice, man.
I personally think you have to buy him because if he does break out, he's got the best quarterback I think in the league. Yeah. I don't see anyone topping Mahomes right now.
How do you? MVP contract talks, man.
There are some damn good quarterbacks out there, but I think Mahomes right now, I don't think there's an argument you can make.
That play he made a couple weeks ago where he slid, he's got it up here.
Yep.
He's got it here.
So let's go to the next game.
Next game. Probably maybe the best game of the week, but
this is a
Miami
game.
Dolphins at the Eagles. Eagles 3-point favorites.
I'll go first.
Yep.
I'm going Eagles.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles is a get-right game. I'm very nervous about your defense, though. I have to admit. But the thing that I think the Eagles have that most teams don't, they control the line of scrimmage. They can slow down this game. And Jalen Hurts and that QB sneak is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
I think that the Eagles are still really one of the top teams, if not the top team. So is Miami, though, honestly. I just have a tough time seeing Miami keep this pace up. Get to winter, you get slowed down in the snow. There's just some red flags I have with Miami. There's for some reason that team with Dan Marino back in the day, they get to playoff time. They just it might be the weather that they're used to playing in that warm weather. I don't know, but I'm going Eagles get right game. I'm very nervous about this though because
Sunday night football. It's Eagles. Eagles got this. The defense is going to show up. The stadium's going to be rocking. But the lock that I love in this game, people are going to argue with me till the end. I'm taking the under. 51.5. The Eagles are going to run this ball. They're going to run it. Time's going to come off the clock.
They're not going to win a shootout against them.
They're not. And I think the Eagles coaches know that. I think they're going to come out. They're going to run it. I think the game's going to go by pretty quick, other than all the TV timeouts, which just drives me crazy.
This is one of the few teams that can match the talent of Miami. You have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and their line.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is a lot better quarterback than he gets credit for. I mean, he's got a great team, though. But
he does. And defensively,
they better hope Jalen Carter can disrupt this game. And I think he can. I definitely think he can disrupt this game. I think he is the player to watch in this game, because if he can make that pressure up the middle, he can get some punts. And then the more I think about it, I'm feeling stronger about the Eagles.
Yeah,
I'm feeling better.
Yeah, I think Miami comes out and gets kind of
this is one of the games they lose. This is
I think
they haven't hit that level yet. They kind of got.
I think the hype's on them.
They've gotten a little bit too much hype, deservedly so, because they are a very fun.
They're
team
fun
to
watch. They're
but
fun to watch.
This is the type of team that can beat them.
Yeah, McDaniel's, great coordinator.
I like how he's a nerd too.
Yeah,
he's likable.
Recovering alcoholic. I mean, he's a good guy. He keeps it honest.
Now cards. I mean, there's a ton.
Cards. Devon Achne.
Let's go A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith moving forward. Who do you like both of them? Are you bullish on one more than another?
I think both of them are great wide receivers. I'm going to say arguably, definitely a top 3 wide receiver tandem in the NFL, in my eyes.
Yeah.
But because A.J. Brown played so much for the Titans, he's with the Eagles now. He did get upset in that Week 2 game where he didn't get the ball thrown to him. I could see some later development where he doesn't stick around in Philly down the road. That's a total assumption.
Stupid.
I'd rather. Absolutely. I mean, you don't get a better situation right now. You got a solid defense. You got Jalen Hort. I mean, the solid quarterback is proven to be hard to find.
And he seems humble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Devontae Smith, though, he's humble. And he makes big plays. He's an over-the-top guy.
Every game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a habit.
I would say Devontae Smith over him. Obviously, Jalen Hurts, one of the biggest card potentials out there right now.
Because he could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he could.
He's
a quarterback. The quarterback.
He's already high.
The quarterbacks were.
I feel better about Josh Allen personally because I think Josh Allen's better than him.
And I think he's more durable.
I think Allen
Hurts keeps playing this game.
His right arm is incredible. You know what I mean?
It really is.
But Jalen Hurts ain't far behind him. I mean, 2 great, incredible quarterbacks. On the other side of the ball, though, how do you feel? The other team.
I mean, obviously Carter.
Tua? Like Tua. Are you sold on Tua?
I'm not. You know Tua had a card sale for $16,000 2 days ago? A rookie autograph Tua, numbered out of 10, sold for $16,000 on eBay.
I think Tua's got he's 2 years, and you better get rid of him. You know, because
the concussions are going to catch up.
Tyreek Hill's gone. He's done.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill.
They're so fast, though.
Now we got to have this conversation. Not because I'm a Chiefs fan, I think Tyreek Hill's the best receiver of all time.
The best wide receiver of all time? Hell no. Give me Megatron. Give me Calvin Johnson in his prime. You 1v1 him? I don't care. I'm throwing that thing 10 feet in the air and Johnson's getting it.
You're 1v1 in Hill?
The speed, you're right. You are right.
I'm just going to say...
You're right.
In my opinion, I don't
when
think
he gets the ball, he's so elusive.
Dude, Tyreek Hill might have 2,200 yards this year. He's on pace for 2,200 yards. Now, they have an extra game, but he would flirt with 2,000 on a regular game. I like Calvin Johnson, too. You know, he was a good guy in the NFL. He didn't get, Tyreek Hill.
He's a piece of garbage.
He is.
Anyone that lays his hand on a woman that's pregnant, I'm sorry, that's just not right.
Talent-wise, there's not many better than him. But
yeah, his speed and
athleticism.
Changed
my mind, I think. There's something, I don't know if it's bad juju or what, but he got kicked off of the Chiefs, basically,
And he was loved in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid puts up with the trouble.
Yeah.
I'm trusting Andy Reid on this. I think Tyreek Hill is right there with Tua. But 1 or 2 years and...
Tua's not going to be able to do it without Tyreek, though.
No, even with Waddle.
Nah.
The backfield there though.
But Tyreek Hill's their best player.
Obviously,
by a mile.
Akne he's still out, but
don't get me wrong. I just don't think that Tua would never be an MVP candidate without Tyreek Hill, in my opinion.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
All right, let's go to the Monday
night game. We got a busy one. We got the 49ers at the Vikings. The Vikings, road dogs, 6.5 to the 49ers who...
No Justin Jefferson again?
Justin Jefferson, he's still out. They're talking a few weeks for him.
I like Addison. I want to mention that before I forget.
Yep.
Buy him. Very good player.
Let's see here. We got some San Francisco 49ers. Other way.
I know McCaffrey's on the report.
That would be huge if he's out.
I don't think he's out, but I could be wrong. There it is.
There it is. San Francisco 49ers. Questionable.
Greenlaw's
Debo Samuel's out, though. That's one of the four weapons.
Play Ayuk.
Play Ayuk.
Play Kittle.
Play Kittle. You got to play Kittle in this game. The Vikings pretty soft on the pass coverage.
I'm gonna take the 49ers. I mean, the 49ers they lost last week. They're gonna be a little bit pissed.
It is Monday Night Football.
I mean, it's at the Vikings, which is gonna help the Vikings, but the Vikings just don't have enough without Justin Jefferson. I just don't think so. The 49ers still have one of the best defenses. They're not dumb. They're not gonna play it. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's gonna dial up new plays. He's going to have this offense at least score enough points to win the game. So I'm going 49ers. I don't know if I cover the spread, though. I'm not going to say either way. I think it's going to be closer, and I could see him covering the spread. If I had to pick, I'd say about a 7-point win. But I think it's going to be close till maybe the end.
Yeah. Not having Justin Jefferson's going to be huge. Give me TJ Hawkinson this week, though. I think he's going off. He's been kind of mellow for TJ Hawkinson. This is his game. He's going off. As for the pick for me, I hate to pick the Vikings here because I sound absolutely crazy. No Justin Jefferson. Monday Night Football. The Vikings are 7-11 in primetime games with Kirk Cousins at the realm. They're going 8-11. I'm taking the Vikings home dogs. Monday Night Football. The fix is in. Whatever you want to call it. They're finding a way. They're finding a way. Crazy pick there. Stupid pick. Don't listen to that pick. You want the pick? Anytime touchdown. Give me the 2 Iowa boys. Monday Night Football. Hawkinson, Kittle.
Iowa State Brock Purdy, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I would not buy his card. I would sell it.
It's crazy what he's going for right now. I don't know if you saw that. $100 for base rookie cards right now for Brock Purdy.
He's buzzing right now.
He's buzzing. Even after the shallow week. I mean, it's...
I think you're going to see more of a normalized Purdy, MVP caliber talk. I think that's going to be... I mean, he's got a solid team, though. But I love Brock Purdy. Love his story. Awesome that he's Mr. Irrelevant. But let's pump the brakes a little bit.
I agree skill-wise. But, I mean, realistically, you look at that team and how it's built. And I think buying is... Maybe not buying for that price. That's crazy.
Do you think they're going to beat
but I would
Philly?
hold him.
Do you think they're going to beat Philly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do.
Well, let's end this. And thanks for sticking around.
Thanks
for
watching.
Subscribe and
make sure you like and comment.
See you on the next episode.
Yep. Take care, guys.
All right. Later, guys.